Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Clocked In with the Press, hosted at Altman Studios here in Brentwood, California. We're here to spread some news and spill some tea so that you, our listeners, are both informed and entertained. Not everything stated in this podcast is supported by or reflects the beliefs of the press, so if you disagree with me or agree with me, let me know on Twitter or Instagram at PressClockedIn or on Facebook at thepress.net. This is your host, Caitlin Gleason, clocking in. So for the story of the day, it is our 10th episode, which means it's time for Fifth Feature, where every fifth episode, aka every episode that ends in 5 or 0, I will find a local business or entrepreneur to feature on our podcast. For this week, we'll be talking with a local chef who does meals and desserts with a twist. Before we get to that, however, let's look at the top stories of the week. The Brentwood Future Farmers of America chapter in Brentwood has been awarded $5,000 as part of the Grants for Growing program. The nationwide program, sponsored by Tractor Supply Company, provides grant money to local FFA chapters to support the development or improvement of agricultural education projects that enhance the classroom experiences for students through chapter engagement activities. Brentwood FFA, an agricultural leadership club at Liberty High School, plans to buy implements and attachments for their school farm tractor with this grant. These tools will improve their plant science, vet science, and agricultural mechanic classes by providing industry-standard learning equipment. The items will also be used to improve the school farm facility, which is located right behind Liberty High School football field. Next, ConFire and CCFPD districts announced their boards of directors have each approved resolutions for the annexation of ECCFPD into the Contra Costa County Fire Protection District. The agencies are now expected to make applications to the Contra Costa Local Agency Formation Commission for formal approval of the annexation. When approved, ConFire will absorb the firefighting staff, support staff facilities, and equipment of today's ECCFPD, and the newly merged organization will provide improved fire and emergency services to the more than 128,000 residents of eastern Contra Costa County. Next up, Ron Nunn Elementary in Brentwood is looking for volunteers to enter fun and spooky Halloween-style booths to display at the school's trick-or-treat drive-through car parade on October 29th at 6 p.m. The spookiest booth will win $100, with second place garnering $50 and third place $25. The event, slated for 1755 Central Boulevard, is expected to feature spooky Halloween music, candy, and a food truck fundraiser. Attendees are to wear costumes and bring a trick-or-treat bag, but remain in their vehicles and take any purchased food to go. Next, as summer has reached its end and the fall season has begun, East Contra Costa County residents can look forward to upcoming festivals. One specific event is the Heart of Oakley Festival on Saturday, September 25th at Civic Center Plaza, where one can see vendors, watch performers, and enjoy food and drink with family and friends. The festival, which goes from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., showcases the talent and culture of Oakley, inviting those who live in and out of the city to participate. Lastly, along with physical sports that have started in the fall season, another activity has begun. It's recruiting and practice, esports competition. The Heritage High School esports team, under the guidance of instructor Maxwell Lim and coach Alvin Vuong, an alumnus of Deer Valley High and former competitive gamer, is getting ready for another competitive season after a successful run in spring 2021. In the previous season, Heritage's Valorant team competed in the High School Esports League and finished as one of the top 8 competitive teams in the country. Now, as the school year has begun, Heritage Esports is aiming for the top 4. Anyone looking to support the Heritage Esports Club and competitive team can either donate money at upcoming fundraisers to be announced at a later date by the team, or watch the Valorant team play on Twitch. Those were the weekly top stories. Let's get back to the top story of the day. Here to talk with me today is owner of Cooking with Arielle Sanders. Hi, Arielle.
Hi, Caitlin.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, how long have you been cooking and baking?
I've been cooking and baking for several years now, but cooking vegan and baking vegan for about 5 years.
Okay. And so, what made you decide that you wanted to pursue this as a career and not just a hobby?
Yeah, so a couple of months ago, my husband and we sat down with each other and, since we are vegan, we wanted to, expand, how we share, the recipes that we cook, the, different tips that we use in our family. And we really wanted to just spread that knowledge to our community. And so we sat down one day and we were like, hey, let's make this an official business. And we started planning in April, and we officially launched this past June.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so obviously, having a business that is 100% vegan, is a really big commitment to have. And so, what made you decide to run a 100%, vegan food business? Or like what kind of made that
Yeah.
switch over?
Yeah. So my husband and I, we're vegan ourselves. We're vegan and plant-based. And we noticed that in the Brentwood, Antioch area, there aren't a lot of vegan or plant-based food options. And so that was one of the main reasons why we wanted to offer this service to our community. So for folks that are vegan or plant-based, they can try one of our meals or desserts. Everything that we provide to the community, we eat ourselves. And so, yeah, we just wanted to offer that service, whether you are vegan or plant-based or want to try something new.
Right.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. And so right now, is this your only job or are you doing more than one job at the moment?
Yeah. So on top of cooking with Arielle, we both work full-time jobs.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many hours in total do you guys think you are putting in towards, like work and stuff?
With our full-time
Yeah,
job.
with full-time job and then on top of cooking with Arielle, how much time is that?
Yeah, so on top of our full-time job, cooking with Arielle and raising our 2 daughters, we're 24/7.
Wow.
Yeah, we're around the clock 24/7, constantly bouncing from one job to the other. So we work during the day, and then we do cooking with Arielle when we have breaks during the day. And also in the evening time, we're also with our 6-month-old daughter during the day. And then when our 3-year-old comes home, it's family time. And when the girls are asleep, that's when, we focus on cooking with Arielle.
And asleep until they wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. If there's time to sleep, we go to sleep. And then we just do it all over again the next day.
Okay, so you kind of got that trifecta, 3 hats going, the work and then the cooking with Arielle and then the kids and then each other. Well, that's really 4 hat. Dang. Okay, I mean, bless your soul. You guys are doing great. And so if we're talking just cooking with Arielle, how much time daily do you think you spend cooking and baking?
Yeah, so it really depends on the amount of orders that we have for a given day. So I would say on average, anywhere between 2 to 4 hours from start to finish.
Okay. And do you currently have a brick and mortar location or is it just all from your own home?
It's all from our home at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. And so since we were just talking about, all the different hats that you guys have to wear, how do you manage the time or even just the space when it comes to working at home and being at home?
Yeah. So none of this would be possible without my husband. His name is Jonathan. And so him definitely being there and giving, me the space to do what I love to do. I love to cook. I love to create. I love to bake. And so him just giving me that space, whether it be him, watching the girls for an hour or two, or, like getting some of the things that I need to prepare, just helping out any way that he can. And also he takes all of the pictures that, are on my
nice.
website.
I looked at the website. Yeah, very nice picture.
Thank you. And so he takes all of the pictures that are on the website, on my Instagram. So definitely he's my number one supporter.
Okay, so he's kind of more on like the business and marketing side of it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you're like, here's the product. It looks great.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely a good combination. We work very well together.
Okay, that's good. And so, with all this cooking that you're now doing, and you've been doing it, I believe you said, for 5 years you've been vegan. And so what would you say is your favorite meal or dish or pastry that you make? Or, all three. I love food, so I'd love to hear about it.
So I really enjoy making pasta. And we make our own sauces as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so there's this pasta that I make. It's called Arielle's pasta, and it has coconut cream in there. It has tomato paste in there, garlic and onion and chili peppers, all of that good stuff. we like spicy food, and so that's where the chili peppers and the cayenne pepper come into play.
Absolutely. I'm Hispanic, so cayenne pepper is like is right here next to my heart.
Yeah, so it's like everything we eat, like all the meals, they have to have some type of spice to it, and so that's one of my favorite meals to make, definitely. And then on the sweet side, I just cannot give up a chocolate chip cookie for anything. Whew, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
A warm chocolate chip cookie with nuts in it, it just completes a meal for us.
Should have had breakfast before I came here today. Okay, but I'm actually curious about this because I have a tomato allergy, right?
Okay.
And that means that I can't have tomato pasta. I can only have like Alfredo. But so Alfredo normally isn't really like vegan. So like if you were to make Alfredo pasta, how would you make that sauce?
Yeah, so you could do it a couple of ways. So you can make Alfredo pasta with cauliflower. You can blend it up with some nutritional yeast.
Interesting.
Or you can do the same thing with some cashews.
Oh. I don't know. You can use cashews to make a sauce?
Yes. Yeah, so you can make Alfredo pasta sauce with cashews, some almond milk, throw in a little bit of nutritional yeast in there, salt, pepper, some sauteed onions. Blend it up and you got yourself a sauce.
That is very interesting. I might ask you for like a tiny little recipe later because I want to try it. Okay. And so when it comes to the future, to get back on topic, when it comes to the future, what are some plans that you have for cooking with Arielle, short distance and kind of long distance?
Yeah, so short term, we definitely want to continue to get Cooking with Arielle's name out there. We just started officially in June, so just continuing to, make awareness in our community, with the services that we provide, the foods that we provide. So, thank you to the Brentwood Press for definitely helping get Cooking with Arielle out there. And long term, one of the other reasons why we started Cooking with Arielle is to, show our daughters that, we can do these different things. We can do the things that we love to do. And so just continuing to show them that. And then if they want to, continue cooking with, Amara or cooking with Aaliyah, they definitely can do that. And also everything that comes from Cooking with Arielle, it goes to them. So whether they want to go to college or whatever type of career that they want to pursue, it is all for them.
Okay, that's lovely. And so along with that, do you see yourself hiring an assistant or an employee to kind of help with the production side of things anytime soon?
Yeah, sure. So at the moment, my husband and I were able to, manage the orders that come through. Although, we're doing all these different things at the same time. But, fortunately, we're able to handle everything. And, we'll just see what the future holds for us. If it's meant for us to, hire someone else to support with all of the things that are happening, we'll definitely do that. But, who knows what the future may hold.
Yeah, can't see too far into the future, but it looks bright. And so to kind of shift gears a little bit, how is Cooking with Arielle involved in the community at the moment? And since you are just starting, if you're not yet involved in the community, how would you like to do it?
Yeah, so we definitely want to continue to support small and family businesses like ourselves. So whether that be, collaborating with, small businesses with a pop-up shop or even, just supporting with other events that go on in our local community. We definitely want to be involved in that aspect. Also participating in farmers markets or, I think Brentwood just started the makers market. So, seeing what that opportunity looks like. But yeah, really just staying local and true to our community.
And kind of like building that connection with like all the people that, are the regulars of Brentwood.
Definitely.
Okay. And so what have been some of the greatest challenges that you have faced as an entrepreneur? Yeah,
so I like to describe myself as a extroverted introvert. And so just really trying to break out of my shell, really. And, one of the things we want to continue to do is get Cooking with Arielle out there, get the name out there. And so just getting out of my comfort zone and, talking about Cooking with Arielle and the different things that we do. So that's really just been an area of growth for me personally. And so, I think just continue to hone in on that and strengthen that skill.
You know what? It's very ironic. I also consider myself to be an introverted extrovert.
Okay.
Like, I love people, but I'm also a homebody, and I will sit in the same corner of my room reading the same book for hours. It's the dynamics though. You got to keep people guessing. So on the flip side of the challenges, what are some of the greatest blessings or just positives that you have seen as you were starting up Cooking with Arielle?
Yeah, so some of the things that we do is we provide recipes to our audience and to, family members and friends. And so just seeing them cook the things that, we ourselves make at home, and, they'll put their spin on it and they'll share, how that experience went for them cooking, our recipes, but putting their take on it. And sharing, this was really good, or this is what I did differently. And so seeing our recipes going into different homes and other families, enjoying those meals, that really, touches home for us. And, it just excites us to continue to create more and more and continue to share it out.
Okay. Do you think that you're going to try and get a little cookbook published, or...
We'll see. We'll see. When I first started, I created a e-cookbook, and shared it. But we'll see. We have right now all of our recipes are in a notebook, along with scribbles from my 3-year-old, and so we may look into doing something like that to where other folks can buy the cookbook and make recipes that our family makes in their home.
So a question I love to ask business owners that come on the show is, as an entrepreneur, what is some advice that you would give to other young individuals hoping to start up their own businesses?
That's a really good question, and I think about that all the time. If when my daughters come to age and they want to pursue something that they, really believe in, I would tell them to just do it. I would fully support them in whatever they want to do. And so I would say the same thing to, folks that are thinking about, bringing their services and products to their community. Just try it. Try it. See how it goes. You don't know how something will go until you try it. And something that my husband always says is, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And so you just never know until you try it.
That is a really great answer. Thank you for sharing that. And also, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. That's it for today's episode of Clocked In with the Press. What are your thoughts on the story of the day? What recipes and baking ideas have you tried throughout the pandemic? And how would you cook if you wanted to eat healthier? Let us know what you think on Twitter or Instagram at PressClockedIn, or on Facebook at thepress.net. You can also stay updated on all the latest East Contra Costa County news at www.thepress.net. There are a million people with a million stories, and I hope to cover them one episode at a time. I'm your host, Caitlin Gleason, clocking out.